Jai Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jai Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jai Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jai Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jai Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jai Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Vargari Yashodanandana Brajajanranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanranjana Yamuna Tira Vanidra Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vivo. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Haribo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jai Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Jai Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Jai Radhe 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 Jai 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 Jachi Radhe. Radhe Radhe Jai Jachi Radhe. Jai Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jai Gauranita, Jai Gauranita. Gauranita, Jai Gauranita. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hare. Nitai Gaurango, Gaura Hare. Nitai Gaurango, Gaura Hare. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hare. Patita Pavana Gaura Hari. Patita Pavana Gaura Hari. Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Vishnupada Paramahansa Acharya Sutra Sat His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Everybody founder Acharya His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपनाथ राधा कुंठांकुन गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। मथुरा धाम की जय। द्वारका धाम की जय। रामेश्वर बद्रीनाथ धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की जय। मायापुर नवदीप धाम की जय। गंगामय जमुनामय की जय। वृंददेव तुलसी महारानी की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन जी की जय। श्री श्री निताई गौर सुंदर भगवान की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल प्रसाद वितरण प्रोग्राम की जय। एकादशी व्रत की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories Shri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much. Welcome to Sunday program. And today is very, very auspicious day, Ekadashi, Devyani Ekadashi, Devashani Ekadashi. So from today, Lord Vishnu will be sleeping for 4 months. So, and also it is called Ashadi Ekadashi. So, I think this is appearance of Rukmani and Vittalji. So, thank you for coming. As you all know, we're supposed to chant minimum 25 rounds today and keep on doing more and more tapasya in the form of kirtan, studies, whatever best you can engage yourself in Ekadashi day. We had a wonderful Jagannath festival at Juhu. It was unimaginable that so many people came for Rath Yatra. We thought that after 3 years pandemic, what will happen? Rains are there. And we used to have Rath Yatra in the month of February. What will happen? But Krishna being all attractive, he attracts unlimited people. And so many people. The whole queue or walk, there were almost about 1 kilometer, huge number of devotees turned out to see their lordships, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadraji. And it was we could not imagine how our dear God brother Nitai Prabhu managed so much of prasadam. So, and everybody took prasadam. And every day since then, today is the last day, Lord Jagannath will go back to their abode at Shastri Nagar. So, every day we had so many wonderful guests. So I was in the both places, here, there. And so many people, every day, at least about 300 to 400 people, important guests used to take prasadam. 300 to 400 people taking prasadam, darshan apart. There are thousands, and yesterday was Chappan Bhog. And today is the last day. So today being Sunday, Ekadashi, and it's so big. And all the 4 lords are there from 4 dhams. Ramchandra ji from Ayodhya Dham, Gaur Nitai ji from Navdeep Dham, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra ji from Nilachal Dham, Purushottam Dham, and dear Radharasa Bihari ji, all from Vrindavan Dham. So you have a special treat for your eyes. उधर देखूं या इधर देखूं, हर जहां पर देखूं तू ही तू नजर आ रहा है. अपनी निगाहें जहां उठा लेता हूं वहीं तुमको पा लेता हूं. ऐसे निगाहों की क्या उपलब्धि जो ठाकुर जी के सुंदर इस छवि को नहीं देख पाता. और भक्तों का तो ट्रीट ही है every time. And all fresh people, we called all these days fresh people who never come to the temple, like the devotees put in their best effort to call them, please come, please come. And then, like Parsis, Sardarjis, everybody, then they take prasadam, have darshan, do arti. So it's Lord's mercy. So this is what Prabhupada ji gave us. The festivities where people can be motivated to come. Otherwise, it's very difficult. For Muslims, there are whistleblowers and everybody comes together. But the Hindus, who have the Lord in front, what type of a heart they have? So they should all come. They should come and throng the cities, the whole place. Everywhere in Vijayawada, the governor came. In Juhu, the governor came. Baroda, so many ministers came. So many all over India, all over world. You can see what a pure devotee can do. Isn't it? स्वयं अनुभव कर सकते हैं आप प्रभुपाद जी ने इस विश्व को क्या दे दिया. पाश्चात्य देश में हर जगह in this year New York Rath Yatra was having at least more than 25,000 people on the street. The same thing in Los Angeles, same thing in Boston, everywhere. This is the contribution of a pure devotee. Sometimes we don't understand what is pure devotee. And sometimes we also think, oh, we are also very pure devotees. But what a pure devotee can do, a Yuga Acharya can do, miracles and miracles and miracles. And every head of the state glorifies Prabhupada. Koshyari ji came to Rath Yatra. He gave a wonderful speech and he praised Prabhupada. This is, something very amazing. So we are very fortunate that we are able to execute devotional service in this lifetime. Otherwise, see the people, they are so suffering. They are all suffering with the load of their own karma. It's very difficult. So on Ekadashi, we focused on Prabhupada Lilamrita. And I will also request you to also study the wonderful books contributed by disciples of Prabhupada in their own version. In their own version, they are giving some wonderful anecdotes of Srila Prabhupada's relationship with them. So we must read them. And it is just like, in Vrindavan Leela, everybody, all the gopis have their own agenda with Krishna. And everybody is Chandravali, all Radharani. They all have different agendas to please Krishna. And we see, after Srila Prabhupada left the planet, we see the disciples, writing their, transformations in association with the Srila Prabhupada. And that's very amazing. That's very amazing. Sometimes in those days, people used to run away from the army barracks or going to war or something like that. And they used to embrace Srila Prabhupada. And in due course of a time, they are also becoming very old now. And they have wonderful things to offer. And disciples have done great contribution, whether it's bhakti, Sarup Damodar Maharaj or Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj or Bhakti Tirth Maharaj and many, many more. And they're writing these wonderful books. So sometimes when you're all wanting to, also read apart from Srila Prabhupada's books, you'll get wonderful pastimes in different places. Like New York is very, very important. Los Angeles is very, very important. San Francisco is very, very important. Boston is very, very important. All these disciples who were there, they're putting their record what happened during their times. But the biggest one is Prabhupada Lilamrita, which we are reading all the time. And it's compilation done by Satswarup Maharaj. We must read this Prabhupada Lilamrita. And I think we started from the first chapter now, first book now. So be regular and study the struggle of Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So reading from Prabhupada Lilamrita, a very nice saintly person. The title of this chapter is, as Abhay listened attentively to the arguments of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he recalled a Bengali poet who had written that even less advanced civilizations like China and Japan were independent, and yet India labored under political oppression. Abhay knew well the philosophy of nationalism, which stressed that Indian independence had to come first, and oppressed people was a reality. The British slaughter of innocent citizens was a reality, and independence would benefit people. Spiritual life was a luxury that could be afforded only after independence. In the present times, the cause of national liberation from the British was the only relevant spiritual movement. The people's cause was in itself God. So you can see how an individual can travel and see what was Prabhupada ji debating with the spiritual master in the initial days. But the same Prabhupada, the same Abhay Charan, how he got transformed in the association of an Acharya. This is what is happening to all of us. This is happening. We are also evolving out of our own attachments, our own hankerings. So we have to also understand that this spiritual life is a summum bonum of everything, which can give you the best of taste of spiritual life if you stick to it. Yet because Abhay had been raised a Vaishnava, he appreciated that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta was saying. Abhay had already concluded that this was certainly not just another questionable sadhu, and he perceived the truth in what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said. This sadhu wasn't concocting his own philosophy, and yet he wasn't simply proud or belligerent. Even though he spoke in a way that kicked out practically every other philosophy, he was speaking the eternal teachings of Vedic literature and the sages, and Abhay loved to hear it. So this is the summum bonum of everything. When an Acharya speaks the transcendental Vedic literature, other than concoction, people get attracted. So Prabhupada got attracted what he was talking about, what his spiritual master was talking about. Anybody who is trying to progress on the path of spiritual life, he should get attached to this transcendental knowledge. And we must cultivate this transcendental knowledge in any circumstances. Because this is Divya. And until unless we don't cultivate Divya, we will not be able to progress spiritually. We will not become potent in spiritual life. So Bhakti Siddhanta speaking something in English and something in Bengali, and sometimes quoting the Sanskrit verses of the Bhagavad Gita, spoke of Sri Krishna as the highest Vedic authority. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has declared that a person should give up whatever duty he considers religious and surrender unto him. The personality of Godhead, Sarva Dharmam Paritajamam Ekam Sharanam Raja, and the Srimad Bhagavatam confirm the same thing. Dharma projita khaitavatra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. All other forms of religion are impure and should be thrown out. And only Bhagavad Dharma, performing one's duty to please Supreme Lord, should remain. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta's presentation was so cogent that anyone who accepts the Shastra would have to accept his conclusion. The people were now faithless, said Bhakti Siddhanta, and therefore they no longer believed that devotional service could remove all anomalies. Even on political scene, he went on to criticize anyone who was ignorant of the soul and yet claimed to be a leader. He even cited names of contemporary leaders and pointed out their failures, and he emphasized the urgent need to render the highest good to humanity by educating people about the eternal soul and the soul's relationship to Krishna and devotional service. As we can see that people in the present age also are completely ignorant of very much spiritual life, and that's how you see people are going astray from the main dharma. Whether they are Muslims, whether they are Christians, whether they are Sikhs, they're not following their religion properly. And that's why you see in the name of a religion what's happening. People are getting killed, the throats are getting slit, and many things are happening. And even a country like Japan, you can see what, dirty things are happening. We thought that in Japan people are very peaceful and everything very nice. Yes, therefore yesterday the Prime Minister was killed on the street itself. And so many people in the name of religion, they just become completely obnoxious. Now somebody is making a movie on Kali and showing Kali smoking. These rascals have no shame also. What to portray and what not to portray through these films. Showing Kali smoking, and it has become a big debate nowadays on the television. The television has to be used for the elevation of the consciousness, but they are degrading the consciousness of the people. Such people should be flogged in the streets so that they can never do such type of a mistake. And then what happens, the maximum time all the television channels show the same thing. They don't nip the bud there, rather than they just keep on broadcasting those things. Not utilizing the time for a better programs. Rather dwelling on the same thing, just like a crow is dwelling on a dirty things. These channels act like crows, and they keep on pondering on these dirty incidents which are not relevant to the Shastra, citizens, any progress of human civilization. So Srila Prabhupada also is concluding in this para that the highest good to humanity by educating people about the eternal soul and soul's relationship with Krishna should be broadcasted so that they become knowledgeable and they try to improve the lives of the people. It is not the material comforts which can give people happiness. It is such wonderful anecdotes of transcendental knowledge which can be broadcasted by all of us in such a manner that people get benefited. People get benefited. One Bharat ke Spuut, Srila Prabhupada, traveled across the world and saved so many people from degradation. It's compassion. I again say it is compassion of an individual. It's the compassion of Prataprudra. It is the compassion of a saintly person to see the Lord. What is the pastimes of Jagannath? Isn't it? What is the pastimes of Jagannath? A devotee in Ujjain, Raja, king, who? Indradumna, is telling everybody, can I see Lord eye to eye anywhere? And he's not an ordinary king. He is 25th king in the lineage of Brahma. And he is wanting to see the Lord. And then he becomes impatient. Whoever comes to his state, whoever comes to his palace is inquiring, can I see Lord eye to eye? And then we see all these wonderful festivals manifesting for the benefit of all of us, the fallen ones. And we see after many years, hundreds and thousands of years, in the age of Kali Yuga, the compassion of Srila Prabhupada manifests such a fantastic ISKCON all over the world, where people can save themselves in a simple methodology by chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Then it was also relevant, and today also it is relevant for all of us to purify our existence by chanting the holy name of the Lord, and this is only happening by the compassion of a devotee. My dear friends, our frontline preachers in Kharghar are also pouring their compassion all the time by preaching the transcendental message of Srimad Bhagavad Dharma so that we can increase the congregation, increase the devotees within this campus so that they can become better devotees, better citizens, better daughters, better sons, better husbands, better wives, and so that everything is better and the best. And this process of devotional service is coming to you by our wonderful devotees. They are putting best in their lives. They are all 24/7 thinking about how can I preach in this area, how can I preach in that area. So they are not wasting time. They're always contemplating about how can I reach to the best people and save them from the degradation. What people think is advancement is the degradation of the soul. And what the devotees think is the advancement is the devotional service unto the lotus feet of Radha Madan Mohanji. Through this process of devotional service is going to convert your dirty mind, which degrades often. That's why a devotee is every time thinking, every moment, how I can utilize every हर पल मैं कृष्ण की सेवा में कैसे निभाऊं और अपने जीवन का उद्धार करूं, ये चेतना में संपूर्ण रूप से सम्मिलित होना चाहिए। अगर नहीं है तो स्वाभाविक है गोबर भरा हुआ है। हाँ? या इंद्र तृप्ति के साधनों का वो पिटारा हर पल हर क्षण आप अपने साथ लेके जा रहे हैं। जहां इंद्र तृप्ति है वहां पर आध्यात्मिक जीवन का विकास नहीं होता। आध्यात्मिक जीवन का विकास वहीं होता है जहां पर जीवन में तपस्या के आभूषण लग जाते हैं। जिस जीवन में तपस्या के आभूषण लगे हुए हैं वो जीवन नहीं है, चलता फिरता जीवात्मा है जो ठाकुर जी की सानिध्य में सदैव रहता। To that soul, Krishna is explaining in the Bhagavad Gita, to that soul who is always remembering me, not even, not forgetting me for 1 second and executing devotional service, for that devotee I am never lost. And I protect that devotee. So, my dear friends, we have so many allurements in the material world. आजकल के प्रगतिशील दुनिया में हमारे साथ मोबाइल है जो हमारे चिंतन मनन को डिस्ट्रैक्ट करता है। पहले तो फोन आया तो लोगों के पास वायर खींचने के लिए पैसा नहीं होता था, तो उसको बोलते थे भाई ड्राइंग रूम में रखो, क्योंकि घर में 5-10 रूम होते थे तो ये फोन कहां रखा जाए। ध्यान से सुनो आप लोग, ये फोन कहां रखा जाए। तो कभी कभी कंपैशन के अंतर्गत पिताजी बोलते थे बेटे के पास रख दो। वो बोलते पापा पापा मेरे को नहीं चाहिए, मेरे को किसी वक्त भी घंटी बजेगा मेरा दिमाग खराब हो जाएगा। ये पिताजी जब पहले पहले लाते थे फोन घर पे, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट 70 years बैक, 65 years बैक, उस वक्त भी ये झगड़ा था ये फोन कहां पर होगा। तो रखते थे, बोल रहे जहां पर जिस रूम में कोई जाता नहीं है उसमें फोन रख दो, जब सुनेंगे तो आप सब लोग जाना वहां पर ड्राइंग रूम में। आज स्थिति क्या है? जिस तरीके से सर को सुलाते हैं पिलो पे, उसी तरीके से मोबाइल को भी साथ में रख देते हैं। और मोबाइल को साथ में रखते हुए अब क्या करें? घंटियां बजती रहती, वो कहां शांति, कहां स्वाध्याय। You are invoking this nonsense things on your life because the world is becoming like that. But these are spoiling your eyes, spoiling your ears, spoiling your brain. So many things are happening, but marta kya na karta. We are just forced into this whole situation. And that means even if the व्यास गद्दी पे कोई प्रवचन करता हो और आपके मन को हरण कर ले 45 मिनट्स, 50 मिनट्स या 2 आवर्स, पता चला 2 घंटे के बाद, 3 घंटे के बाद हम लोग पागल हो जाते हैं। उधर चले जाते, इधर चले जाते हैं। और आजकल की बीमारी इतनी बड़ी हो गई है, चले इबादत करने के लिए, प्रार्थना करने के लिए, हम मोबाइल भी साथ में लेके घूमते। मंदिर में बैठ के, पार्क में बैठ के मोबाइल, सबको डांटना पड़ता है. अरे what the hell you are doing, rascal? You are in the temple. And why you are carrying the mobile? You have come on an appointment with the Lord, or you want to still enjoy the garden here and connect with the material world? This garden is kept for you to remember Krishna and associate with devotees, chant your japa very nicely, but you are not able to give up this idiot thing, even you are coming to the temple. So that shows how the Kali Yugi people are so degraded that even if the facilities of temple are coming to you, but you are not able to give up your attachment to your dirty things, and that's why your mind cannot be focused. So any person who wants to advance in the path of spiritual life, he must at least focus from 5 to 7 o'clock in the morning for japa. Then only your dirty mind can be tamed properly. Otherwise, it's not possible for you. अब कितना भी कलंदर हो, कितना भी मेरे को बताओगे बहुत एडवांस डिवोटी है, तुम्हारा मन चंचल है, तुम्हारा कार्य बड़ा चंचल है, तुम्हारा फोकस नहीं है. जिस व्यक्ति का मन फोकस में नहीं रहेगा, न कार्य में सिद्धि, न भक्ति में सिद्धि. वेरी क्लियर. श्रील प्रभुपाद जी की तपस्या देखिए, ध्यान से सुनिए. हम लोग एक लेटर लिखने जाते हैं तो 10 गलतियां होती हैं. एक डिक्टेट लेटर करो तो 10 गलतियां होती हैं. श्रील प्रभुपाद जी ने श्रीमद् भागवतम के 10 12 और 100 किताबें लिखी. क्या फोकस होगा इनका ईश्वर के ऊपर, भगवान के ऊपर, भगवान कृष्ण के ऊपर. क्या कल्पना कर सकते हो अपने छोटे से दिमाग से? 18,000 श्लोकों को शब्द अर्थ लिखते लिखते उन्होंने पूरे श्रीमद् भागवतम का संकलन किया है. और नॉट ही दैट, ही इज गिविंग यू द नेक्टेरियन पर्पट्स. एंड प्रॉब्लम इज दैट वी हैव नो रुचि टू रीड इट. We have no ruchi. We are spending so much of time here, there, and we have no time to read Bhagavatam. This is what is my humble request to all of you, my little daughters, my sisters, Prabhus, my wonderful growing kids in spiritual life. Focus on this is little life. And just see what an acharya is doing. And the moment you get a taste of reading this Bhagavatam, you will shun away all those tertiary things in your life and you will focus in advancing in the path of spiritual life. So this is what we have to do. And take out of your 24-hour schedule to focus. Chant very nicely. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Then do you know what happens? Let me tell you frankly. When you keep on chanting the holy name of the Lord, then Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashit. And Krishna will give you wonderful insights what to do and what not to do. He's our Suradam. He's our eternal friend. We have to pray to him. We have to beg to him, please make me better devotee in this lifetime. That should be our prayer. And then you will see, you will not miss even one Mangalarti. You will not miss even one Guru Puja. You will not even miss in one Bhagavatam class because you will be already tuned in the curriculum where you hear all the time transcendental subject matter and you are determined to get it from all the wonderful devotees. So this is what I have to tell you, Prabhus. And out of 45 years, 46 years, you can see 47 years. Even the knowledge which you are trying to read from the books, when you're a little older, you will try to forget things. But in material world, people forget what they have done yesterday. So how do we remember sharply everything what we do in our life? It's only by the mercy of Krishna that you can remember everything in your life. Otherwise, कुछ याद नहीं रहेगा. अगर फोकस स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ नहीं है, कुछ याद नहीं रहेगा, खोपड़ी में चला जाएगा. इसलिए भगवान से प्रार्थना करना है, हर पल जो भी कुछ करते हैं आप स्मरणीय रहे. बुढ़ापे में मंत्र भी भूल जाएंगे, प्रणाम मंत्र भी भूल जाएंगे बुढ़ापे में, अगर फोकस नहीं होंगे. शूरवीर नहीं है कोई आप में, याद रखिए. आप जवानी है आज, ठीक है, ढोल को जोर से पीट लिया तो बोलोगे कि मैं कैसा तबला बजाता हूं. करताल लोगे तो बहुत से अच्छी तरीके से क्या करताल बजाता हूं. No, just become wonderful devotee in your life. This is a chance, and keep on doing this all the time and pray to Krishna all the time. You see? Abhay, see, wonderful passage coming here. Abhay had never forgotten the worship of Lord Krishna or his teachings in the Bhagavad Gita. At what age? When he was a college boy. And then what did he do at the later age? The last moment, what is he telling to the people? By the process of devotional service, you get rid of this tamogun, rajogun, and transcend even satogun. The last moment, he is telling, the last moment when he's leaving the body. He said that transcend these modes, gunas, and the process is only devotional service. So here it is said, and his family had always worshipped Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose mission Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati was espousing. As these Gaudiya Math people worshipped Krishna, he also had worshipped Krishna throughout his life and had never forgotten Krishna. But now he was astounded to hear the Vaishnava philosophy presented so masterfully. Despite his involvement in college, marriage, the national movement, and other affairs, he had never forgotten Krishna. But Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati was now stirring up within him his original Krishna consciousness. That's the role of a real spiritual master. Isn't it? Sometimes when you are habitual of drinking hot lemon with honey, so when you pour honey, then what happens? It settles in the glass. Then you take a sip. This one tastes barabar nahi. Then you come to know, oh, the honey is settled at the bottom. You take a spoon, stir it up, and then you drink it. So this stirring up is done by your spiritual master. He's shaking you up so that you become better devotee in your life. He's acting like a rod. He's stirring you up. Anarthas out, bhakti in. Isn't it? Anartha nivritti gone, everything is going, and bhakti increasing. This is the science of Krishna consciousness. You can use this pinda, ये शरीर या तो इंद्र तृप्ति में इस्तेमाल करो या भक्ति में इस्तेमाल करो. चॉइस तुम्हारा है. हाँ, आपने देखा होगा रास्ते में बड़े बड़े लोग भी कभी कभी, जिसको काम काज कुछ होता नहीं है, वो क्या स्टेयर करते हैं? क्या करते? Isn't it? They're also staring something in their lives, but they don't know they're killing themselves. But one disciple who gets a transcendental spiritual master, he allows him to stare in his life. You become beautiful. You become beautiful. Your face changes. You become wonderful devotee. You have ललाट पे तिलक है. हिंदू जाति को तो बताओ जरा भाई, ललाट क्यों विरान रखा हुआ है? क्या प्रॉब्लम हो गया तुमको? हिंदू को क्या प्रॉब्लम है? तिलक क्यों नहीं करता भाई? उसका दिमाग गोबर से भरा हुआ है. क्या करेगा? नारी को देखिए, हर साड़ी के साथ हर कलरफुल आभूषण चल रहा है, भले ही वो प्लास्टिक का हो, मगर सेम इयररिंग्स ग्रीन, साड़ी ग्रीन, चप्पल ग्रीन, बिंदी भी ग्रीन. सुहागन को लाल होना चाहिए और बिंदी भी ग्रीन, ब्लू, येलो, चमकीला, फड़कीला. This rascal is happening because they are all influenced by Bollywood. And this Bollywood has completely thrown the Indians out of the gear. And that's why they have to be ridiculed what they're doing. Prabhupada ji says a brahmachari is not supposed to even talk to ladies. Try to keep away yourself from the ladies. Never contemplate on the ladies. Yesterday we had a wonderful devotee, Srila Prabhupada disciple. What is his name? Akhildhara Prabhu. So he was telling me yesterday, how could he remain always brahmachari? And he dedicated his life for Padayatra. Can you imagine? He has been there doing Padayatra from the past almost about 30 to 40 years. My dear Prabhus, he said to me, I don't know even how to live in this city now. Because I love going from village to village and keep on chanting and distributing Prabhupada's books. And that's how he could remain a brahmachari till yesterday. But, you know, the parents are wanting to see their kids get married. Isn't it? But Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj never persuaded Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj to get married. But nowadays, the parents, कब शादी करेगा, कब बर्बादी करेगा, बर्बादी के लिए तैयार है. कोई भी माता पिता नहीं मैंने देखा कि एक व्यक्ति भी बोले कि मेरे को अपना बेटे को भक्त बनाना है. ये कलयुग की स्थिति. क्या बनाना है? इंजीनियर, डॉक्टर, आईटी मैन. This is the present status of all the Indians. But 100 years back, 200 years back, this was not the case. Naishtik Brahmachari Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj kaise bana? So, my dear friends, it's lot of things in our lives. He felt himself defeated, but he liked it. He suddenly realized that he had never before been defeated. Who is saying this? Prabhupada ji बोल रहे हैं, मुझे कभी ऐसा लगा नहीं कि कोई मुझे परास्त कर सकेगा, मगर आज मेरी मनोदशा ये है कि मैं आज लग रहा हूं कि कोई मुझे परास्त कर रहा है. क्योंकि जब सच्चे गुरु के समक्ष रहते हैं तो उस वक्त डेढ़ शानापन खत्म हो जाता. वो केवल कंप्लीटली हम्बल हो जाते. But this defeat was not a loss, it was an immense gain. गुरु के समक्ष में आपका अगर लॉस भी होगा, वो लॉस नहीं, क्या है? गेन है. Srila Prabhupada, I was from a Vaishnava family, so I could appreciate what he was preaching. Of course, he was speaking to everyone, but he found something in me. And I was convinced about his argument and mode of presentation. I was so much stuck with a wanderer, I could understand here is the proper person who can give a real religious idea. This was all happening at Ulta Dhanga. Correct? And after how many years the same Ulta Dhanga has transformed into a wonderful place. Can you see this? After 100 years, yes, you see. उसी स्थान पे जहां पर प्रभुपाद जी अपने गुरु से मिले, उस समय पे जबकि प्रभुपाद जी एक छात्र थे और उस छात्र के समय में उन्हें अपने गुरु जी के साथ संपर्क हुआ और 100 साल तक लोगों को ये भी नहीं पता चला कि कहां पर क्या ऐसा है, मगर कर नहीं पाए इस्कॉन. मगर मुझे ज्ञात है जब ये पता चला और हम लोग गए थे उस उल्टा डंगा में, it was in a practically shambles. And there was one old lady staying in that place. And when she saw that flocks of people, devotees came to see that place, she became afraid. And she was not ready to move from that place. My dear sirs, then of course the devotees are very compassionate and everybody preached to her. This is not an ordinary place where you are staying. You will get more and more enhanced when you will come to know actually what is this place for. And then now you see that same place is transformed. Lord is glorifying the devotee in every place and every inch where a devotee spends. Lord is involved in glorifying that space, that time, that situation, everything. So many people come and so many people go. Does history record any such people? I'm asking you. But see, after 100 years, Prabhupada's that place where he met this spiritual master is transformed. Another beacon light coming from that place. A true relationship of a guru and a disciple is getting enhanced multifold, and it becomes a beacon of light for the rest of the generations to understand what is real Shishya and what is real Guru. Otherwise, the present situation of the materialistic people are, Guru se bhi kab paisa mil jaye, wo uski चाहत रहती. Guru kab mere ko आशीर्वाद दे दे ताकि मेरे को पैसा मिले. हाँ, मगर यहां पर जो असली गुरु परंपरा है उसके अंतर्गत शिष्य का भी ग्लोरिफिकेशन, गुरु का भी ग्लोरिफिकेशन, कृष्ण का भी ग्लोरिफिकेशन, अर्जुन का भी ग्लोरिफिकेशन. दिस इज व्हाट इज ट्रांसेंडेंटल सब्जेक्ट मैटर. It was late. Abhay and Narayan had been talking with him for more than 2 hours. One of the brahmacharis gave them each a bit of prasadam in their open palms, and they rose gratefully and took their leave. They walked down the stairs and on the street. The night was dark. Here and there a light was burning, and there was some open shops. Abhay pondered in great satisfaction what he had just heard. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta's explanation of the independence movement is a temporary, incomplete. Cause had made a deep impression on him. He felt himself less a nationalist and more follower of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. He also thought that it would have been better if he were not married. This great personality was asking him to preach. he would have immediately joined, but he was married. And to leave his family would be an injustice. हाँ, कितने ब्रह्मचारी हैं यहां पर? जरा हाथ खड़ा करो, हाथ खड़ा करो भाई, जितने ब्रह्मचारी हैं। सर, कितने ब्रह्मचारी है यहां पर? जरा हाथ खड़ा करो ना भाई। भले ही सफेद कपड़े में हो, मगर ब्रह्मचारी कितने हैं जरा बताइए। तो कोई हाथ ही नहीं उठा रहा, क्या बात है? हाँ, प्रभु श्री वल्लभ, आर यू ब्रह्मचारी? बोल ही नहीं पा रहा। हाँ, because they don't know what is the meaning of brahmachari. Can you see what is the status? हाँ? सर, आप ब्रह्मचारी हैं कि नहीं? हाँ? Yes. What about you, sir? हाँ? What, ब्रह्मचारी है और what? हाँ? तो फिर हाथ खड़ा क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं हम? क्या कहीं आंखें वांखें घूमती हैं क्या? तो फिर, so you should say I am brahmachari. Then I can say that we have got a ashram here. That's why they are not lifting their hand. Can you imagine how attached they are to their mothers? Mataji, किधर है इनकी माता जी? हाँ, उधर बैठी हुई। क्या इनको ब्रह्मचारी बना दें क्या? देखो माता जी बोल रही है, हाँ बना दो। Isn't it? See, माता जी बोल रही है, वो तो वैष्णवी है, पक्की वैष्णवी है। So like that, you have to see what Prabhupada is thinking at the time when he was married, but he met a guru and he said that, why did I get married? This is the potency of an, a sannyasi who has been a nastic brahmachari. बस उनके सामने सिर्फ खड़ा बैठे ही रहो 2 घंटे, कुछ ना कुछ हो जाएगा. This is the beauty of a very great spiritual master. कल को कुछ बोलना मत, मैंने नहीं बोला. मैंने इनविटेशन ओपन देख के रखा है सब लोगों को जो अपने आप को ब्रह्मचारी समझ रहे हैं. Open invitation, very nice brahmachari life. Somebody came and he told me, अरे स्वामी जी, आपने तो इतना अच्छा ब्रह्मचारी आश्रम बना दिया. हाँ, one life member came, और हम लोग अभी भी प्रसाद नीचे खा रहे. He was so envious, like. He said, I said that this is a vision of this project, and as you pour in, we have to open. So he became so envious that such a luxurious building. So now the choice is yours, whether to stay in 1-bedroom hall kitchen or such a luxurious place. Luxury in the fold of Krishna and degradation in the fold of Maya. Maya das sada udas, Krishna das bindas. क्योंकि मायादास मतलब क्या है? Multiplication of materialistic impressions on the consciousness so that he cannot come out of it. But spiritualist is always putting an impression of spiritual life so that he will get de-entangled from the material world. The constant impressions of starting from a guru or a sadhu or a Vaishnava can always elevate your consciousness. So that's what is required for all of us. So he felt himself less a nationalist and more a follower of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. He also thought that it would have been better if he were not married. This great personality was asking him to preach. He could have immediately joined, but he was married, and to leave his family would be an injustice. Walking away from the ashram, Naren turned to his friend. So, Abhay, what was your impression? What do you think of him? He's wonderful, replied Abhay. The message of Lord Chaitanya is in the hands of a very expert person. प्रचारक ऐवी नहीं बन जाता. ये मत सोचिए कि प्रचारक लाइफ इज ऐसे ही बोगस लाइफ. Pracharak means one who has understood the true nature of Lord Chaitanya and Krishna in true sense. And when it gets completely seeped in your consciousness, you dedicate your life as a preacher, nothing else. Isn't it? खाने को संसार में बहुत कुछ है, मगर न जाने क्यों बार बार हमारे मां के हाथ का खाना याद आता है. Isn't it? Yes or no? And अगर आध्यात्मिक जीवन का संपूर्ण खाना खाना है तो भागवत पढ़ना होगा, क्योंकि भागवत हमारी मां है. और इस मां को पढ़ने में आनंद जो लेता है वो कभी भी माया नहीं पड़ता है, वो कभी भी माया पे नहीं पड़ता है. ऐसे प्रसंगों को अपने जीवन में धारण करना ही अपने आप को उभारना है. अदरवाइज विष्ठा खाने के लिए तो बहुत कुछ पड़ा है ना संसार में. वो रेस्टोरेंट, ये रेस्टोरेंट, ये रेस्टोरेंट, ये रेस्टोरेंट, बहुत चीजें. तो बार बार मैं कहता हूं, धन्य है हमारे माता पिता, कॉलेज के ग्रेजुएशन तक हमको कोई होटल याद नहीं था. ग्रेजुएशन तक. आई एम नॉट स्पीकिंग लाइज, आई एम स्पीकिंग फ्रॉम दिस व्यासासन. We had no affinity to go to the restaurants till the college. But nowadays you see what people are doing. So that is why we have to really become very cautious, because we are all aspiring to be wonderful devotees. We like to please Prabhupada, we like to please Radha Mother Mohanji. We should be very careful. He is wonderful, replied Abhay. The message of Lord Chaitanya is in the hands of very expert person. Srila Prabhupada, I accept him as my spiritual master immediately. Not officially, but in my heart. समझ गया? It is not a formality. Diksha is formality. किस दिन आप गुरु के संपर्क में आते हैं, उनसे प्रभावित होते, उनको सदैव अपने हृदय में धारण करते हुए चलो. ये दिखाने की चीज नहीं है, ये दमन करने की चीज है. And then you can become better disciple. So it's 9:20. Let us do more kirtan, because some of you came very late, because प्रवचन सुनने के लिए भी लेट आते हैं आप, तो मैं क्या करूं. तो थोड़ा सा कीर्तन आपके लिए करते हैं, आपकी प्रसन्नता के लिए, तो कि आपके कानों के छिद्र में थोड़ा सा हरि नाम पढ़ें और आप लोग भी अच्छा पवित्र भक्त बन सकें. जय प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद, प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद, जय श्रील प्रभुपाद. जय प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद, प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद, जय श्रील प्रभुपाद. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Louder. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ribo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopal Jai Jai, 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 Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai, Radha Ramana Hari Govind Jai Jai. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jai Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jai Radhe. Radhe Radhe Jai 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 Shri Radhe. Radhe Radhe Jai 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 Shri Radhe. Jai Radha Ras Bihari Radha Ras Bihari Radhe. Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe. Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe. Jai Krishna Balaram Jai Krishna Balaram. Jai Krishna Balaram Jai Krishna Balaram. Radhe Shyam Jai Radhe Shyam. Radhe Shyam Jai Radhe Shyam. Jai Vrindavan Dham Jai Vrindavan Dham. Jai Vrindavan Dham Jai Vrindavan Dham. Jai Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jai Balaram Jai Krishna Balaram. Jai Gauranita 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 Jai Gauranita. Jai Gauranita, 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 Jai Gauranita. Jai Gaura Hare, Gaura Hare, Gaura Hare, Jai Gaura Hare. Prabhupada, 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 Guru. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Guru. Thank you very much and all the blessings. Shri Radha Sham Sundar Bhagavan ki jai. Shri Radha Madan Mohan Bhagavan ki jai. Gaur Nitai Bhagavan ki jai. Gaur Premanande. All glories assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees. All glories, Shri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.